Modern Baseball's Bren Luken returning to the stage to open for Jeff Rosenstock. Now, if you don't know, which I'm sure you did, that's why you clicked this video, Bren Luken's Modern Baseball, massive band. Massive fucking band. If you are a fan of not even Midwest emo specifically, just emo in general, sad shit, you are 1000% aware of Modern Baseball's existence. People reference them all the time. Everyone loves them. Such a charming band. So like simple, but like with depth and layers into the music. I love Modern Baseball so fucking much. Anyway, they did go on hiatus some time ago. Let's go ahead and read it. And by the way, I'm pretty sure the tour that like they're about to go on a tour. They went on hiatus, and I think the tour was Modern Baseball, Front Bottoms, and Kevin something in the goddamn band or whatever. It was a stacked lineup. Oh, it was Kevin Devine. That was the name. This is what I'm thinking about. It was this spring tour. It was with Modern Baseball, Kevin Devine and the goddamn band, Sorority Noise, and the Obsessives. Okay, I guess I'm just fucking dreaming that the Front Bottoms was also on this. I wanted to go over this, and I believe this is going to talk about why they broke up and stuff, because there wasn't like an exact reason. I don't think. I think it was something about like mental health stuff. So I'm pretty sure this little article is going to go over it. Let's go over why they broke up and why Bren hopping on stage is a big deal. The whole Modern Baseball left. I don't know what compelled me to listen to Modern Baseball on my drive home from work. In the last month, Modern Baseball released demos of their songs Pothole and Rock Bottom. That should be made known where, yeah, they're on hiatus, but I think they did like some off Halloween shows here and there or something. And they still released like a few tracks here and there. They're on hiatus. I don't think they're ever coming back. You know, they still do a few things. It wasn't the new music or band reunion announcement I had hoped for, though longtime Modern Baseball fans know this hope is more of a pipe dream than a realistic expectation. If you're a fan of Mobo, you basically swallowed the pill that they're probably never coming back. And not in the sense of like, oh yeah, my cam's never coming back there, yeah, and then eventually they do. No, like you had this lingering feeling knowing that they will do a return at some point, and they inevitably did. Modern Baseball, no, they're not coming back. I think I will straight up, I will bet my dick and balls that they're not coming back. As the familiar chords and voice of Jake filled my car, I could feel my heart constrict as my mind unraveled the memories I had long forgotten. 100%. Sometimes you listen to a band you haven't listened to in so long, and you just get filled with so many memories, and it takes you back to a specific time, right? Like when I discovered Hot Mulligan back in like the pilot era and stuff, I was also listening to a lot of Inuit, that album by Foxing. Both of those songs do the same thing for me, where it takes me back to a specific winter. I listen to it, it could be like summer and I feel like cold. In this specific winter, I remember I was visiting this house often because I was talking to a girl at the time where she had it was winter, no heater. It was butt fuck freezing. And then I listened to it and it takes me back to that like house in that kitchen and it being so cold. And like literally I'm even thinking about it and I'm feeling cold and it's fucking summer right now. It's been almost 7 years since the band disbanded, a band whose time defined my transition from high school into college, and there's no band better for the job. Their songs are a menagerie of motifs about drinking, heartbreak, anxiety, and downright feeling like a loser. All those things I could claim from the ages of 17 to 22. While much of that feels melodramatic in retrospect, some of it still rings true, even if it's hard to admit. Something about the mundane culture of corporate life mimics the same feelings you felt at 20, a gnawing feeling that everyone is having more fun than you. But if I can imagine myself back in my freshman year of college, reading vocalist Bren Luken's infamous hiatus post as I scroll through Instagram, I remember the sinking feeling of something lost long before it even really got started. I use Modern Baseball as an example all the time. When a band's ending, right? The end of their career, end of their life. One of three things happen. One, allegations. Two, you leave at your peak, which means the last memory everyone has of you, you're a fucking star. You go down a fucking legend. Or three, you are literally just beating your career to death and it becomes a sad departure, much like the stories I cover on my main channel where it's like, yeah, you were a legend and now you're a star that is slowly dying and you're a shell of your former self. Like nobody is really remembering you for your recent music. The memory they have of you is at your peak. Not to say that if you are a band and you peaked to quit, that's not what I'm saying at all. These are like the average endings to a band's life. AK lives long enough to become a butt rock band. Yeah, exactly. Look, if you're a band and you're starting to consider butt rock shit, leave, be that star. You know, the hiatus post, it's a sad thing, man, because it literally feels like kind of like a death, man. Like your favorite band randomly goes on hiatus or breaks up. It's like a sad sinking feeling in your gut that like, damn, this band I cherish and love, I will never be able to see live again. They will never put out music again, even if it's ass. It's such a sad thing. Those who came from an age at a similar time can relate. It's the hindsight that down the line, some portion of their college experience or early careers were about to be ripped away due to the pandemic. That modern baseball breaking up was just the beginning crescendo of a long line of lost experiences, each one hollowing out for the whole further. By the way, as we're talking about this, to add on a little bit, go see your band. You'll never know when a band is going to go on hiatus. You'll never know when like you're going to lose a band or an artist. So when they go on tour, don't take that shit for granted, man. You don't want, like, I've only seen Modern Baseball one. And unfortunately, it was a time where I wasn't like as into them as I then became. I listened to Modern Baseball here and there. It was during their skate and surf set in Jersey. I knew like a handful of their bangers because I love that show so much. I got more into them and just never got the opportunity to see them again. I did, but I just didn't go for whatever reason. And now probably never seeing them ever again. And that shit sucks. That shit sucks. From door to door, Modern Baseball was only truly itself for about 5 years. Originating from Philadelphia, the band took its name from a book called Modern Baseball Techniques that co-lead vocalist and guitarist Jake found in his basement. In 2012, they officially released their debut album Sports, marking the beginning of their short but influential run. By the time they gained enough fame to break into the mainstream, at least within the emo scene, they disbanded. It wasn't in blaze of Guns N' Roses style drama or the loss of a band member. It was simply that the vibe wasn't there anymore. The party was over. Jake and bassist Ian Farmer had already been working on side projects like Slaughter Beach Dog since Modern Baseball's early days. To preserve the friendship they had built, the band made the mature adult decision to call it quits. Oh, fuck, man. You know how much maturity you need to be like, us moving forward as this unit is going to hinder the friendship, and I value our friendship too much. Even though we will probably never see this peak again in our musical career, I put your friendship as a priority over that. That's crazy. To be honest, that is pretty fucking on brand for Modern Baseball to do. To put your friendship before like your career, that is the most Modern Baseball thing to do. That is so on fucking brand. Holy shit. You know how pop punk and emo, a lot of songs are like about like your friends and shit? Unless you're doing shit like this, you are not staying true to your lyricism. While Jake and Farmer continue to work on their new band, Modern Baseball was officially done. For many of us approaching adulthood, Mobo's breakup was the nail in the coffin. The breakup of Modern Baseball came as emo was winding down. Is that true? I wouldn't say so. I would say there was like a little dark period, but I don't think emo was like winding down because I think it's very, very strong right now. And like a quick flick of a light switch at closing time, we were all assured out of adolescence and into adulthood. I can't ignore the elephant in the room, which is an emo band breaking up due to mental health struggles is almost Shakespearean levels of poetic tragedy. This is not to dismiss those issues, but rather to highlight the staggering rise in mental health issues among young people, the core audience of emo music, and by extension, Modern Baseball. For a band that built their music on self-deprecation and obsessive thought, it's no surprise that many fans, myself included, connected with it because we were dealing with the same difficulties. Even then, cell phone culture had already infiltrated Modern Baseball's lyrics with references to texting iPhones and Instagram. Multiple studies have documented a staggering year-over-year increase in mental health issues amongst teen and young adults since the rise of social media. A study in 2023 from Gallup found that those in the between 19 and 29 age demographic reported significant levels of loneliness. Even before social media became as pervasive as it is today, the issues related to self-image and social media were already evident in their lyrics. As Modern Baseball gained popularity, these issues were likely amplified, making it feel as though they were under an increasingly intense spotlight. I won't resort to a simplistic "it's because of that damn phone" explanation for mental health struggles. However, as modern baseball stepped away from the scene due to mental health issues, it seemed that young people were also distancing themselves, either to become more functional adults, as their social media profiles might suggest, or to become more isolated. Now that I'm quite a bit older, modern baseball holds a level of nostalgia, but perhaps partially because Mobo signifies the countless beers I drank, either in frat houses, after hours, or late night ruminations in my childhood home's basement. On one hand, I want to look at the time with rose-colored glasses, thinking about the summer before college, all opportunities with no responsibilities. But that's not the truth in the slightest. I struggled with unreciprocated feelings for boys who didn't want me, mourning the high school friendships that often disintegrate before college, and yearning for college friendships that had yet to materialize. Modern baseball brings back memories of cold nights on Thanksgiving, break from college, driving around the suburbs I was a stranger in, and listening to "You're Going to Miss It All" while the growing encroachment of social media made the sense of FOMO even more overwhelming. I'm sorry I can't read, guys. Jenny, keep that bit in. While some bands offer an escape through romanticization, modern baseball reminds us, just in case we forgot, that being 20 sucks. I agree. Being 20 is fucking ass. Being 20 is ass. You know why being 20 is ass? Because you're not old enough to drink yet, but you're old enough to do shit. You are like in that awkward in between of like having a little bit more freedom than you did a few years ago, but you can't even buy a fucking cigarette yet. However, I could vote. I could vote. Like legally. And also when you're 20, you are still not super mature. I mean, speaking from my personal experience, you still have kind of like this not childish mindset, but you're still not thinking like that straight, right? For example, I think of myself when I was 20 and I'm like, wow, what a dickhead. When I was 20, you know what I was doing? I was into like pickup artistry. When I was 20, I was such a dickhead. I was just like a douchebag. I thought I was hot shit. I thought like every girl wanted me. I was such a scumbag. I was a piece of shit. I look back at 20 and I'm like, wow, what a cringe loser. I feel like when I'm 40, I'm gonna look back at 30 and be like, what a cringe loser. You know, I guess that never changes, but people point to Slaughter Beach Dog as the quintessential successor to modern baseball's legacy. But many would agree that they don't quite fit the shoes, nor should they have to. I agree. They don't fit the shoes. I don't think they should have to. Slaughter Beach Dog, few good songs, but nowhere near modern baseball. But like these are two different entities. So it's just unfair. Obviously, like people are going to compare them, right? That like it being like a spin-off of modern baseball. It's kind of like if you share the same members as another project, those two projects will forever be compared to one another. Like how I just said, oh yeah, I like both, but modern baseball is the better band. You don't do that when you're comparing any other two bands, right? Like I think of Bring Me to Horizon and A Day to Remember. I'm not like, oh yeah, I like A Day to Remember more than Bring Me, because they're two completely different entities, which you know, so it'd be stupid to be like to say that. Versus Slaughter Beach Dog and modern baseball, naturally you're going to do that, but it shouldn't be that way. Created by Jake and Farmer and parallel to modern baseball, Slaughter Beach Dog on one hand expands on the acoustic and soft-spoken songs seen highlighted in later of Mobile's albums like Holy Ghost, which by the way, favorite album. I love Holy Ghost. That is my favorite out of all the albums. They bring to the table a different set of skills both musically and lyrically. Many consider Slaughter Beach Dog not a replacement, but a mature offshoot. The Foo Fighters will never be Nirvana, and Slaughter Beach Dog will never be modern baseball. Instead, they are in a league of their own. Yes, beautifully said. If the members of modern baseball are allowed to leave and redefine their music identities, maybe it can be a reminder to ourselves that we too can grow and continue to redefine ourselves on our own terms. And perhaps to not be so hard on ourselves for our adolescent years, which is exactly what I just did. Shitting on my 20-year-old self. Bro, this was so good. Who wrote this? Hannah Canfer? Bro, start a YouTube channel. Start a fucking YouTube channel. That was awesome. Why are we even talking about modern baseball today? Why did we read that article? Bren Luken's returning to the stage to open for Jeff Rosenstock. While Mobo's co-vocalist Jake and bassist Ian have remained very busy with Slaughter Beach Dog since Mobo's breakup, the drummer Sean stayed active with steady hands. It's been a while since co-vocalist Bren has performed or really done anything at all in public eye. There was a time where whenever Bren uploaded anything to Instagram, everyone would like shit and cum. So it's very exciting that's about to change. Jeff is doing another of his potentially infinite residencies in Chicago this time, and Bren will open night 5. That goes down in July 21st at the Metro and quickly sold out. Hopefully this won't be the last we see of Bren. Also, I'm curious to know what Bren is going to play. But okay, so basically Bren is back in action. I am curious to know if Bren is going to do like, I guess you'd consider it modern baseball covers or original music. Like I've said, they've been more active on Instagram a little bit lately. When I say lately, I'm thinking months, not like last few weeks. Let's check out their Instagram. Okay, so here's Bren. I don't know what else to say, but I love you and I'm so excited. Big thank you to Jeff and crew for the invite, and special thank you to Christian Mackey and Eric something for advocating and rooting for me to play music again, even when I couldn't see y'all this summer. And then, of course, my GOAT, Chase USA, my fucking GOAT, in the comments. Holy. Yeah, I'm curious to know what's going to happen. Very, very curious. But yeah, Bren back into music. Very exciting time for every emo fan in the world, in existence. I can't wait to see some clips of that show. I'm so excited to see what they're planning to play, and it is going to be a beautiful one.